What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Axe Woves. And so here we have Axe Woves posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Axe Woves does come with his helmet, which does look really nice. It does go on his head relatively nicely. He does come with his jetpack, which does peg onto his back, and that fits relatively okay. And he does come with his blaster, which does fit in his blaster holding hand, and it does fit in his holster if you want him storing it. Other than that, he doesn't come with any other accessories. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Axe Woves. And so here we have a closer look at Axe Woves, and I think Hasbro's done a really good job with the face. It does look a lot like the actor, however, it does have one of that traditional Hasbro shine that they put on his face, which it doesn't really bother me all too much because I'm going to have him with his helmet on, but it might bother some people. So yeah, you might have to hit his face with some dull coat just to get rid of some of that shine, because it looks like he is sweaty underneath that helmet, which I've been under a helmet for hours, and yes, it does get really sweaty. I do like the detailing that they put on it. The 5 o'clock shadow is nice. You can see his scarring is also there. Really do like his hair. I really like the fact that they were able to get his wavy hair into the figure, and that looks really nice. Now, if you heard me correctly, I did say that his helmet does go on the figure relatively nicely. Now, the only reason I say that is because it does go on the figure, but you can see it is very loose at some points. There is a specific spot that once you put it on, it's not going to move around. Yeah, like I found the sweet spot right there, but if it's not in that sweet spot, it will just jiggle around, and yeah, that's an issue. All the other helmets for all the other Mandalorians fit snug. His is really loose. Unless you get that perfect sweet spot, then it sits fine. Really do like the color scheme on his helmet. It's really reminiscent of the Death Watch colors. You can see he does have the really dark slate right there with some scratches. The blue looks really nice. Then we do have a ring going around his helmet. So yeah, it's a really nice sculpt, and it really does look a lot like Boba Fett's helmet, just without the ding. So yeah, really nice helmet there. Now, having a look at the rest of the figure, it is really done nicely, and I'm actually surprised that it's not an exact one-for-one from the Death Watch Mandalorian. If I can pull them out right here, they do look very similar, and I will be the first to admit I thought they shared the exact same parts, but no, their torso piece, although similar, is very different. You can see that on Axe right here, his armor plating isn't as close to the chest on the shoulders where this one is, so there is some difference. You can see more of the fabric right there. But for the most part, it's very similar, and it looks nice. It looks just like it did from the show, but yeah, it's similar to the Death Watch, but it's not exactly the same, and that does bring up a second point of contention. I said his jetpack fits on relatively nicely. Now, on the Death Watch Mandos, their jetpacks are solid. His, not so much, only because his overlay right here is very soft and loose, and it doesn't snug the body as nice as you want. You can see it moves around, and that does cause issues because you're supposed to line up those ports with the jetpack, and if even one is misaligned, you're not going to get a secure fit on the jetpack. And then add to it, this likes to ride back like this, so it's always going to be riding back. I've been trying to find a sweet spot so it rests like this as it should, but every time I do, it wants to ride back. So yeah, do keep that in mind with your Axe Woves. For the most part, Hasbro did a really good job of making it accurate to the show. The only inconsistency is this padded piece right here. It should actually go underneath his armor, but over this fabric right here. So it's kind of strange the way it goes. This piece of padded armor should actually just go over the fabric part of his armor and then underneath the Beskar plates right there. They did the best with what they could. What they should have done is just make a completely new overlay, just having it go around. I would have loved to sacrifice the articulation if it meant a more accurate figure and stopped his armor from riding up on himself, because if it was attached right here, the armor would actually stay right there and wouldn't move around like that. So yeah, some give and take there. But other than his armor and his belt piece, it is the exact same figure as the Death Watch. Everything from the shoulder pads, the arms, the wrist, the legs, the undersuit, everything is the same, just in a different color scheme. So if you have your Death Watch Mandalorians, you know exactly what you're getting with Axe Woves here. It's not a bad figure. They did a really good job making it look different, but it's still very similar, and it is a cost-saving measure to have figures share sculpts, and Axe unfortunately just shares the same sculpt of a figure we've already had a look at. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Axe posed and compare to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Axe Woves posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Axe Woves posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Axe Woves posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have Axe posed next to Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves. And for one final comparison, here we do have Axe Woves posed next to the Mandalorian Death Watch. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to his articulation. Now, Axe Woves does have the same articulation as the Death Watch Mandalorians. He does have a double ball joint in the head, so he can look up to about right there. Can't really look down, unfortunately, but he can tilt his head side to side, as well as turn left and right. Then we have a second ball joint here at the base of his neck, which does allow him to look up even further. He can look down really nicely and get so much head tilt. I do like that. Arms are on ball sockets, so they do go all the way around. You do got to be careful for his armor, even though it is on that same system where it's just pegged in and sandwiched. For some reason, it doesn't want to go, the armor itself doesn't want to go past these points. It might be sandwiched in too tight, which is causing that, but his arm does move around freely, and you just have to adjust the armor accordingly. It does go out to the side right there. No bicep swivel, but we do have swivel here at the elbow, as well as a hinge which does go past 90 degrees. We have a swivel here at the gauntlet. We have a swivel and hinge here at the wrist, in and out on the left side, up and down for his trigger finger hand on this side, so I do like that. We do have a ball joint here in the torso, but as you can see, because you move around this, it does knock the jetpack off, so you can actually see how it misaligns the jetpack. So yeah, when you move his torso, you do have to readjust his jetpack, but he doesn't get the best movement going forward. Some back, side to side, as well as rotation. Legs do kick forward to about right there. They kick back, out to the side really nicely. He does have a thigh swivel up high, single bend at the knee, going only to about 90 degrees, as well as rotates. Then he does have a hinge in the ankle going back and not too far forward, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, he has some pretty decent articulation. Could be better in some spots, could be worse, but it at least functions for the most part. So with that out of the way, let's actually get Axe Woves posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Star Wars Black Series Axe Woves pose for my final thoughts, and overall an essential character. If you're a fan of Bo-Katan and her clan, Axe Woves was an essential part to the episode where Bo-Katan first debuted on The Mandalorian, and I'm really glad to finally finish that crew. Now, it is a little bit of a shame that he came out after the Death Watch Mandalorian. I think I would have liked his figure a little bit better if we got him before the Death Watch, but overall I'm still happy with this figure. I like the accessories he comes with. They fit the character. The jetpack is really nice. I like his blaster, and I like the removable helmet. I just wish that this figure was engineered a little bit better. If he had the same engineering as the Death Watch Mandalorian, his jetpack would fit a little bit better. His helmet might have actually fit snug on his head. I think the issue is that his head is relatively small in comparison to the helmet. If they had made his head just a little bit bigger without the helmet, his head would sit even nicer in it. But overall, despite the flaws, I still think Axe Woves here is a really nice figure, and if you're a fan of any Mandalorian, you're gonna want to have him in your collection. He does complete a set of 3 for Bo-Katan's clan. He does fit the Mandalorian build, and if you're into customization, you can actually use him for customs. I really do like seeing people's imaginations flourish with these Mandalorian figures, so if you guys have a custom and want to show it off, let me see it. I'm really down to see custom Mandalorian figures. I want to make some of my own. I just need to get some fodders. But anyway, Axe Woves here is a really nice figure, and if you are looking for him, he is starting to hit stores at the time I'm making this video. I did get mine from Amazon, where he did run me about $24, so after taxes came out to about $27, which that's a really tough pill to swallow. $27 for a 6-inch figure. Hasbro is really starting to make me cherry pick a lot of these figures. I'm not picking up as many as I would like. I'm just picking the ones that I really do like, and Axe Woves here is going to be one of those figures that I really do like. So with that out of the way, guys, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Star Wars Black Series videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.